Welcome to True Blue, new channel, Manchester City channel. This is a post-match review of the first half. As we know, Manchester City have been having problems with their team and the team selection, and a lot of players being injured and playing too many games, and the fixtures being congested. But today, Newcastle United came to the Etihad Stadium, and what we thought might normally happen has been flipped on its head. So I'm just going to do the first half. This is the first half I'm talking about. So I watched the first half, and the lineup for City was starting 11: Ederson, Lewis, Kushinov, Stones, Guardiola, Nico, Gonzalez, we just call Nico for short, Gundogan, Foden, Marmoush, Savinho and Haaland. Now at first glances, seeing Rico Lewis in the back line kind of filled me with a bit of trepidation. I like Rico Lewis as a good player, flexible, plays that inverted midfielder pretty well. Problem I find with him, sometimes he's a bit too over eager and he makes mistakes. Now I don't know if that's down to his physical stature or just experience and being on the ball, but I think the eagerness and the energy sometimes spills out into nervousness and he makes a couple of mistakes. This first half though, I have to admit, he's been pretty solid. I've seen one mistake, so I can't really grumble, but like at the end of this first half, it's 3-0, and the key points were in the game. One of them was the long ball by Ederson to Marmoush, and Marmoush just chipped their keeper with a brilliant goal. The 18th minute, 29th second, it was excellent. But anyway, talking about the other players, the other team's lineup: Dubrovnik, Trippier, Shah, Byrne, Halls, Guimaraes, Tonali, Willock, Murphy, Isaac and Gordon. Now, for the second goal, we got a ball. It was like a through ball. I think it was from Gundogan. And then Marmoush just turns in the box and just slots it in. Right foot. Brilliant shot. The third goal I actually missed because I went to make a cup of tea. But I managed to catch it on the highlights. It was a little 1-2. There was a 1-2 pass with I think it was Foden and Savinho, and then Savinho missed his chance. But in the other end, Isaac had a chance on the right hand side coming down, and he was coming at John Stones, and John Stones managed to just guide him out. But for the third goal, we got Savinho linking up with Marmoush on his right side, and he just flanked down past I think it was Byrne, but he linked up with Marmoush and just crossed it into the box, and Marmoush had a brilliant shot, bam. So up to now, Marmoush is the star guy. We actually seen the quality that we saw for Eintracht Frankfurt with the way he's playing. The team looks revitalised. It looks a hell of a lot better with Nico Gonzalez, with Kushinov and with Marmoush. And I was actually a bit surprised when I saw Gundogan in the starting lineup and Rico Lewis. But to be fair, Gundogan has actually improved over the last 4 or 5 games that I've saw, because his passing work rate's got a lot better. He retains the ball a lot. He doesn't actually go forward as much, but he's actually making those cutting passes that Gundogan does. But I reckon if we win, I know it's a big if we win the Champions League and we actually manage to win the FA Cup and we actually manage to finish in the top 4, I think you should offer Gundogan a 1-year contract and just keep it like that as a rolling one. I don't think we should get rid of him, because to be fair, I think the lack of Premier League match fitness compared to the La Liga made him look a bit poor. But now that he's getting his fitness back, I'm starting to see the Gundogan of old. But again, his role's changed. He's playing a central midfield role, but he's actually bridging the gap with the passes and controlling the game and holding on the ball, which is not a bad thing, to be honest. Yeah, I know he used to get a lot of goals, but that's not his role anymore, and he's a lot older. But we've got Marmoush for that. You know, we've got Edison that can link the long balls. We've got John Stones who can do that as well. So it's good. We've got some good ball carriers. I've watched a lot of the pressing from Foden. To be fair, I've seen the chance from Haaland with the ball, and sometimes I kind of wonder with Haaland. He always wants the ball placed in a certain area where he can just do what he wants to do, but he should try and like anticipate and run and make the runs like Marmoush has been doing, and basically, you know, have a go at the back line. You know, you're a centre forward, and you know maybe his pace isn't as great as we actually think. Sometimes I find him a little bit languid, a little bit lazy. But anyway, first half solid performance. Yeah, man of the match at this point is definitely going to be Marmoush. I reckon we could probably score another 2 goals going into the second half, but wishful thinking. So I'm going to end the first half of this analysis, and then I'm going to give the second half analysis in the next part. Yeah, it's the second half post-match review for Man City versus Newcastle United. I'm just going to go over it briefly. So in the 56th minute, Haaland headed opportunity from a corner. Newcastle keeper saved it. The 59th minute, excellent play from Newcastle. Miley had an excellent shot on goal, blocked and saved by Edison. It's a good play that actually. There's a lot of passes pinging around, and the shot went to Miley, but Edison did a good job blocking it and then saving the ball. He blocked it and then managed to hold it. In the 76th minute, Marmoush comes off for Jeremy Doku, and Phil Foden comes off for James McAtee. And then later on in the 85th minute, McAtee scores a header in the 85th minute, and the ball is pinging about in the Newcastle box from a corner. So in the 87th minute, Haaland comes off for Nico O'Reilly, and he's nursing a slight injury, so a lot of the fans are a bit worried about that at that point. Then Isaac goes off for Neil Kraft in the 89th minute, and then basically the game ends. But the second half was a lot more shut up shop, and basically Newcastle tried to come back, but it's too late. The mistakes that they already made in the first half came back to haunt them. But again, Marmoush has shown his basically the reason why we paid so much money for him, and how good he is. So the Egyptian Prince makes his mark in the Premier League with his first hat-trick, and obviously man of the match. Ratings, I'd probably give him probably a 9 overall for his ability and his play. He was just everywhere. At times he actually made Haaland look a bit pedestrian, which is funny, because Haaland usually pops up for a goal and scores a goal when he has a chance. He did have a chance, but what I find with Haaland is sometimes when the ball gets put in certain positions, he's a little bit sluggish, or his reaction time's a little bit slow. But I love the fact that Newcastle were playing man-to-man marking, and Edison got onto it and just hoofed it up the pitch. Brilliant ball that to Marmoush for the first goal, and it just set the trend for the rest of the game. But to be fair, there was a couple of mistakes in the back. John Stones sent a horrible ball to Kushinov, but Kushinov dealt with it admirably, saw the danger and got rid of the ball, and then bam, passed it back. The only problem I have with City sometimes when I'm watching is the back passes, and sometimes with certain players they play the ball back when they're right in their own half, instead of playing the ball, and instead of playing it forward or just booting it up the pitch. I'd rather they boot it up the pitch, and I know they're going to get in trouble off Pep for doing that, but when you're under pressure and other teams are bearing down on you, and you're passing it around, do that in the middle of the pitch, not in your own box, and passing it right back to the goalie.
right when he's just in his box and he's more or less near his goal, it can invite trouble sometimes. And Edison's pretty patient, pretty good on the ball, but even he can make mistakes if he doesn't have faith in the people in front of him. And because the back line's been changed so much, that's where a lot of the problems have come from and stem from. And then obviously he doesn't have confidence in the players that are there, so he sometimes does rash things, and then it leads to a mistake. But not just that, sometimes even with the players that are playing, they panic because it's not their natural position, and obviously they don't feel comfortable on the ball. Do you know what I mean? So I don't notice it for it's systemic and it flows all the way through the team, and then that happens. But just hopefully now with Kushinov playing, that the ship steadies. Same with Nico Gonzalez. You know, we look more like the City that we're supposed to be. But you know what I mean? Even when we're playing out from the back and playing the way we're playing and playing with the press, we are bound to get caught by the counter-attack if the ball goes over. But the thing is it depends on how good the back line can get back to defend and other players help them out and be composed when they're defending, because that's the problem. When that actually normally happens, the players are not getting back in time and they're getting caught out because they're not quick enough. And then obviously the players that are not playing the position that they're supposed to be in, they're not adequate enough to defend, and they make rash decisions, and then it leads to basically an opportunity on goal, and a lot of times they score. So it is what it is. But anyway, hopefully based off this game and with the players that we've got, the new players, and with them slotting into the team effortlessly, that this problem gets solved. Hey, at the moment our form is really good. You know, we did actually play good against Madrid, and obviously we lost, but again, probably down to aging legs, fatigue, you know, the amount of substitution that Pep makes now, and having to change the formation because obviously he doesn't want players to get injured, and then players getting injured, and I find it this season it's been a bit of a weird season because he's actually playing players for 50 minutes or 40 minutes and then taking them off and then swapping them, and a lot of times they're still getting injured, and some of the players are still not really fit, so they're playing like as many minutes as they can play without it aggravating any injury or creating a new injury. Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird one. The team's just fatigued through the top to bottom, and I think I kind of seen it today, even with Haaland, the way he looked. So it is what it is. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the game, and what are your player ratings for each player in the Man City team? I may do a video about player ratings later if I have the chance to, so leave your thoughts in the comment section, like, comment and subscribe, and that is another one from the one and only True Blue. Peace.